Ghanaians were hopeful of a better 2014 after a turbulent 2013. But how did 2014 present itself in the year under review? The power outages, which started in 2013, made an entry into 2014.
Well, you know, this is a big game.
Yep.
LeBron, the Heat.
Ooh, I'm gonna drop it.
Well, careful now. I'm putting my money on the Heat tonight.
Well, I mean, I don't blame
Bosch,
you.
Heat, Bosch, LeBron, Wade.
I don't blame you. And then they've got home advantage as well. But then don't forget that Spurs have Danny Green, who scored 24 three-pointers in this series. That's the highest ever.
Okay.
It's going to be
we should do a bit of one-on-one in the spirit of the game.
We could do, but I would like you to see you do that finger spin that you just did.
You sure?
Yeah, let's take us out with that.
Okay. Well, folks, that is all from the program. From me, Tengmaa from Peter, and the Heat. Rest the team.
Then the country and the media were hit with the unbelievable death of international award-winning Tengmaa.
And that's the latest BBC News. I'm Tengmaa.
The whole world was plunged into disbelief about the demise of the iconic BBC broadcaster.
If it is the journalists of today can pick not what they learn in school, but the character of the man, then Ghana will be a better place.
He did some extremely memorable and revealing interviews with members of the Mandela family, developing that experience at a time when the media landscape in this country had changed greatly. I mean, my time here goes back to the 1980s, some visits, and you know, you couldn't be that kind of, particularly broadcaster, let alone print at that time. So the very nature of media, the vibrancy of media has changed here, hasn't it? The opportunities for journalists, the kind of skills they acquire, and he was able to take advantage of those changes.
Tengmaa had wonderful talent. He was a superb personality and a wonderful journalist, and very few people combine those talents in the way that he did. I didn't know him before he came to the BBC, but from what people tell me, he always had that insight, that understanding of issues, as well as that ability to be able to report and to get close to people.
We loved rushing downstairs in the mornings to switch on the TV and see you presenting the news with your broad grin. You encouraged us to dream big, not to be mediocre, and to strive to be excellent at whatever we choose to do. We will make you proud.
The BBC focus on Africa TV presenter was later laid to rest. In politics, the Ahafo and North-South District Chief Executive Gabriel Barima took over the airwaves with his Chia slang.
We have been given the platform to talk. Oh, we are now platform. Focus on our work. I don't know. Yes, sir. What is it? What is it? I'm a princess. Then you sit somewhere and behave like you are talking to your co-equal. Am I your co-equal?
The Chia slang became so popular to the extent that even legislators adopted its use in the chamber. The speaker banned its use on the floor, describing it as unparliamentary.
I think that if you do not declare this word unparliamentary, we'll be heading towards a situation, because last week people cheer, today they are cheering, tomorrow they will cheer. And after all, Mr. Speaker, up to today, we don't even know the person who said cheer. Honorable member for Subin, are you, honorable members, let's have order. Are you raising objection to the use of the word cheer? Then you raise the objection properly, then I will direct. No, Mr. Speaker, I'm asking for your direction as to whether the word cheer is parliamentary or not. Honorable members, the way and the manner it is being said, it's being said in a manner that disrupts the business of the House, and to that extent is unparliamentary.
Gabriel Barima was dismissed and later reinstated. In February, the cedi started depreciating against the country's major trading currencies. The development brought several challenges as everything in the market became dear. Government tried several measures to arrest the city. The missing babies at the Konfuanochi Teaching Hospital in Kumasi also took center stage. Management of the hospital was giving a 14-day ultimatum to account for the missing baby, including 5 other stillbirth babies who were delivered on February 5, 2014.
It is not a welcoming news to the family alone, it's for the whole of Ghana, and we appreciate whatever everybody did for us in this issue.
7 people were later arrested in connection with the missing baby. A government white paper on the Sueba baby saga is yet to be implemented to the full. Construction of the popular Kwame Nkrumah Circle interchange began. The initial 72 million euros project was scheduled to be completed in 2015.
The concrete planks have also been laid on the casting point, and the reinforcement is being done for us to start casting the concrete slab. Once that is finished, then we come in with the asphalt concrete as well as the crash barriers.
As mandated by the Constitution, President Mahama presented the State of the Nation address to Parliament. He highlighted measures to fix the economy.
The Ministry of Education has prepared a report on the roadmap for a progressive introduction of free secondary education in Ghana. This roadmap will be presented to Cabinet for approval and subsequent implementation. Under the guidance of this roadmap, we can anticipate that fees for day students will be abolished at an estimated cost of 71 million Ghana cedis in 2015-2016 academic year.
Then came the University of Ghana and its toll fees saga. The university decision to charge tolls from motorists entering the University of Ghana was to recoup a loan of $2.3 million it had contracted for its campus road projects. But this was greeted with stiff resistance from the motoring public.
I'm not telling you that you are creating the thing. But at least you have to take your time and express yourself to the distance. You see, the fact of the matter is, it's so easy. I've been working today. Do you know how many trips I've gone?
If you try 2 cities, and I have an central to normal catches, then commercial cars, see a bunny trap to see your higher bar, may try the other side. Baby, they are almost stopping me. And I'm so upon a buy and almost teaching which I say, yeah, be able to buy if you're near bar, any bit. It's all one time to be far, proof NY, and I'm the station.
Later, it was made known that the national security was responsible for the demolition of the toll booths, describing the situation as public nuisance. As if President Mahama and his government were blessed, the 6th of March Independence Day parade was met with rainfall, a development I was told had not happened before.
We came to watch the parade, but because of the rain, although we did enjoy it.
It's mixed feeling, we were expecting much, but we can't say anything. This is nature, and we have to live by it.
As we celebrate this day, I have to do whatever possible I can also do to contribute to the celebration of the occasion.
Were you feeling cold?
I was shivering, actually.
Once you have done something before and you prepare ahead, you are likely to be able to make the contingency to be able to take care of everything, and that was what happened.
We did receive a storm warning from the meteor services, but we received it this morning a bit too late to put off this event. And so it means we must sharpen our ability to be able to predict how the climate and the weather is going to behave so that we can adapt to it.
The year under review also saw a series of murders in the capital city, Accra. Manager of Hip Life artist Kwakese Fenwick Ochre, and that of Hayford Kwesi Akrofi, a vice chairman of the UK branch of the Convention People's Party. The deadly Ebola virus broke out in some West African countries. Liberia, Guinea and Sierra Leone have been the hardest hit, recording 7,573 deaths. The US, Spain, Mali, Nigeria and Senegal previously recorded 34 cases with 15 deaths. The year could also be remembered for the bouts between Bukom Banku and Ayite Powers. The much-awaited fight suffered postponements a couple of times, but Ghanaians enjoyed the verbal exchanges between the two boxers.
He's talking pretty. The time will come, you see the darkness at time cover the sky. Don't worry, Ghanaians. Ayite Powers, he's shouting like a migitis.
He's going to fight, but if I hear rope, this time Banku is going to be Bobby, Banku about 50. We are going to fight, pam, 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 pam. You can dance with the punch, back, but yeah.
It finally took place on May 16.
12 rounds of fine boxing. You know the rules. I expect you to defend yourselves at all times. Obey my instructions.
History has really come to reality here. Ayite Powers, Bukom Banku, round 1. So, Jeffrey, this is the scenario, Jeffrey. Great jumps coming from Ayite Powers. And there you have their record. Kamoko, 26 fights, and he has won all and 20 by way of knockout. And you have Powers, 42 fights. He actually won 18, lost 23. Round 1 and 6 of the wins came by way of knockout. What a day, Jeffrey.
Well, interesting, the way it has started, flurry of exchanges. I mean, that is it. Bukom Banku want to impose his strategy on him. His strategy is to pin Ayite Powers to the ropes and make sure that it delivers the devastating punches. And that is what Bukom Banku has come for. Ayite Powers is looking for uppercuts, and trust me, this is looking a bit interesting.
For the winner, by unanimous decision, Brahima Bukom Banku Kamoko.
During the year under review, several demonstrations were staged. The National Graduate Teachers NAGRAT and NAT embarked on a strike to press home demands over 2 years of salary arrears. The Polytechnic Teachers Associations of Ghana, POTAC, also went on strike for 3 months, demanding for book and research allowance.
Incremental credit is part of our legitimate salaries, and therefore we will not let this go.
The government of Ghana does not owe the lecturers of Ghana in terms of salaries and other working conditions.
One significant action taken by the government on the economic challenges was the Senchi Consensus.
One innovation of this forum is the decision to create a group that will develop the post-forum action plan. This plan will maintain the momentum of the inclusiveness of this forum in monitoring the progress of the agenda.
Participants drew up the Senchi Consensus to serve as a guideline to shape the fundamentals of the economy and also to plan for the short to medium term with a vision of building a resilient economy in the long term.
As president, I have not taken any decision to enter our country into an IMF program. What we are concentrating on is the preparation of a homegrown strategy of fiscal consolidation. But as important as the macroeconomy is, we must also look at the bigger economic picture and devote a fair amount of time to the other side of the economy, namely the micro or productive sector, because that is where the action is.
After coordinating the Senchi Consensus, Ghana lost an illustrious son, P.V. Obeng. He was senior policy advisor to the president.
I wish it were possible, you know, for a brain like that to be left behind. He stood out as a pivot.
In June-July, the world shifted its attention to Brazil, where the World Cup took place. Ghana made history in this tournament, but this history was rather a negative one, where the country became a laughingstock the world over. For the first time, an unspecified amount of millions of dollars in cash was airlifted from Ghana to Brazil to settle appearance fees of the Black Stars and their management team, as well as other expenses. The sports minister and his deputy were later reassigned, and a Jamepe commission set up by President Mahama to investigate the matter. Elsewhere, the kidnapping of Nigerian schoolgirls in the northeastern town of Chibok by Islamist group Boko Haram attracted international attention with calls for them to bring back the girls. As far as Ghana is concerned, cholera was its Ebola. The outbreak of cholera hit 17,000 cases with 150 deaths. The last time Ghana suffered such a staggering number of cholera cases was in 1982. All regions except the northern region recorded cases, with Accra being the hardest hit. In the course of the year, high-life musician Castro and his female friend Janet Bandu got missing at the Adan estuary. The search is still on for the two.
So be our see one or Nibia or who say, wow, or Pawambra and to a challenge in Nan say, Hina never baby. Mianca Sano meet now on soon 3 years. Ewa Mammy or Tansi, Mammy or Tan air fan, or Mammy or Tan or 2 new Mammy or Tan of pen. Woban warning in an now or so or pet. Bogano so on pen, and a Mammy or Tan ordinary who be shares or Bano or Nunugusu Jarin sooner or Becano. Jordan who share or Bano Nunam and a watch and a quenchra or move a fat or no nature and say 1 pampa. Into your honuna, Mammy or Tanu go free and or far boy.
For the first time in the country's labor history, a group of middle-class workers dubbed Occupy Flagstaff House demonstrated to demand better living conditions. Another group, called Alliance for Accountable Governance, AFAG, also demonstrated for similar reasons. The country also witnessed a historic event. For the first time in the Fourth Republic, the Trades Union Congress, TUC, embarked on a nationwide demonstration against economic hardship. The whole country was brought to a standstill by their action. As the year progressed, power outages, which had been christened Dumso worsened, and the VRA said it had no clue as to when it will end.
I don't think anybody ever announced that load shedding was over. Nobody did that.
The case of Bafo Jan and Daily Graphic reporter Daniel Kenu cannot be forgotten. Bafo Jan, the elder brother of Black Stars captain Asamoah Jan, was arrested following allegations that he led an assault on a correspondent of the Daily Graphic newspaper Daniel Kenu. Bafo turned himself in after the police declared him wanted over his alleged involvement in the incident. The journalism fraternity, as well as the management of Daily Graphic, stood with Kenu to ensure Bafo Jan and his friends pay for their alleged crime. However, Kenu pulled out of the case at the last moment, citing personal reasons. He was condemned and accused of taking money from the Jan family. Daniel Kenu was dismissed from the Daily Graphic following his surprise decision to pull out of the court case, but was subsequently reinstated.
Yes, it's an individual decision he took, but to that extent, he should have consulted or at least informed the GJA, his own organization, before proceeding to make the announcement in court.
I was disappointed. I do not know how the scenario is going to be next time around if we have another case. If we will have the guts as a collective body, GJA, NMC, Prengpa, Geba, to support somebody's case to finality.
We all expected him to actually stand and fight this case to the end. Okay, that would have brought some kind of reputation and respect to the media industry. But then we would also have to look at the other side of it, psychologically, how this has affected him. We all didn't consider the kind of trauma that he might be going through.
The managing director of the Electricity Company of Ghana was reassigned without reasons. A new Ministry of Power was also created, with Dr. Kwabena Donko as the minister in charge.
Mr. Speaker, the honorable nominee should work hard to help His Excellency the President to solve this problem that they're going to do. He has traveled to Qatar, he has traveled to UAE, he has traveled far and wide, learning from the experience of developing countries and developed countries.
The year will not go down in history without the mention of the IMF bailout, as well as the public sector workers and their Tier 2 pension scheme brouhaha.
If you are giving my money to somebody, don't you even consult me? So the pension issue is a very big issue. We want government to transfer our monies to our fund administrators.
Be assured that Bank of Ghana has in its possession some significant amount of money standing in the name of the second-tier pension.
Legislators resumed work on November 4 to a renovated paperless chamber, but not without receiving public backlash for patronizing imported furniture for the chamber.
I remember when I spoke to a local contractor, he said to me that, well, admittedly, he will require, if it was him, he will require about a period between 1.5 years and 2 years to do the job to the satisfaction of Parliament. Could Parliament be thus put on hold for 1.5 years, 2 years, for a local contractor to do that?
Less than 24 hours. So that's the evidence.
It's not like it's a screw that has been moved out of it. Or thing, you really won't know what you can understand. I wouldn't want to add that the inferior goods.
The Atrabo gas, after several delays in completion, was finally completed and yet to be commissioned.
We are going to save VRA $500 million every year.
The 2015 budget was presented to Parliament by the Finance Minister Seth Tepe.
Propose that the cap to the stabilization fund should be in percentage of proportions to which would ensure the concurrent growth of the fund itself, contingency provisions as well as reference.
In presenting the budget, the minister introduced a 17.5% VAT on petroleum products, but the minority did not agree to that and staged a walkout.
God bless you. We will not be fun. If it is intended to inflict display on the people of this country, we certainly will not be part of this introduction. Mr. Speaker, it's sad that our colleagues on the minority side walked out at the time the minority leader himself was making contribution to the motion on the floor. They are entitled so to do, but this is an honorable house, and there are procedures and rules for boycotts and walkouts. Definitely, Mr. Speaker, we are not expecting that we'll get the full support of the minority, because we picked the signals that they were not going to support, but it is the manner in which they did the walkout that I think is unfortunate.
The year 2014 also provided interesting issues of law, from national scandals to international sagas. Dr. Sule Ali Gabas, the doctor who allegedly sodomized a 16-year-old boy, is still standing trial at a gender-based violence circuit court in Accra, presided over by Justice Rita Ajimanbudu. Dr. Gabas, who worked with the Efiao Panta Regional Hospital, was being held for defilement and unnatural canon knowledge. The beleaguered doctor, who was alleged to have had unnatural sex with a teenager on several occasions, is still on remand. The arrest of Nayele Ametepe in the ongoing cocaine saga still has tongues wagging. Nayele was busted at the Heathrow Airport in the United Kingdom after about 12.5 kilograms of cocaine was found in her hand luggage. Investigations later rounded up 13 suspects, including Alhaji Mohammed Dawood, who was accused of helping Nayele Ametepe and her two friends to use a VIP lounge of the Kotoka International Airport in Accra. Currently, 6 persons standing trial in the Nayele Ametepe cocaine saga have been granted bail by an Accra Circuit Court. The presiding judge, Justice Francis Obri, pegged the bail amount at 100,000 Ghana cedis, with 3 sureties, one being a public servant earning not less than 100,000 Ghana cedis. One of the most shocking news in the year under review was the denial of former HIV/AIDS ambassador Joyce Jijo-Mensah of being a carrier of the virus. She had over the years acted as an ambassador of the disease.
When your boyfriend died of AIDS, did you have your status checked?
Yes, I did. Nothing. But there was no way I could move from house to house to tell people that I wasn't HIV positive. It wasn't going to work anyway.
So now why have you decided to come out? Tell Ghanaians that you no more, you don't have HIV.
It's because the time has come for me to speak. I've learned that I just have to do the right thing. Even though lots of lives have been touched, I can't please anyone. So I decided to come out and talk about it. One of the reasons is that people started saying that I'm dead, which I wasn't. And I knew, apart from the stigma that I was facing due to this thing, and this was also going to affect my family and my children.
So were you taking antiretroviral drugs?
No.
The Ghana AIDS Commission invited Joyce to clarify issues relating to her public denial of her HIV/AIDS status.
We were certainly taken aback to, wake up to realize that this is in the news. We haven't had any feedback from international partners and donors. For now, we can't say that we would like to take her on, apart from coming out to also, explain our position.
The closed-door meeting between the two is yet to be made public. As the year drew to a close, luck ran out on Hip Life artist Kwakese, also known as Abodam. He was arrested in Kumasi for allegedly smoking weed in public. He had been denied bail on 3 occasions. The people of Adenta, Medina and other communities probably would best remember this year. For over 14 years, residents have not had regular water supply. After investments and completion, the Kwon water treatment plant was ready.
In addition to the 40 million gallons, there is also the Tengmaa Rural Project, which is being worked on by the Tahal contractors. That is adding 9.2 million gallons of water a day. The 3rd project is the Kwon rehabilitation that is giving us 3.3 million gallons of water a day.
And in the last month of the year, the president turned on the valves.
Communities in the Accra metropolitan area that are going to benefit include Adenta, Ashomman, Boy, Medina, Ashalibotwe, Adjengano, East Legon, Westlands, Hacho, Ogbojo, Dome, Dodoa, and surrounding areas.
And just few days to cross over to 2015, entertainment icon Kwesi Chei Dakwa, known in show business as KKD, was accused of sexual assault on a 19-year-old girl. He had been in police custody from Saturday, December 27. The 49-year-old father of 2 refuted a sexual assault claim. He was denied bail Tuesday, December 30 by an Accra Magistrate Court and expected to reappear on January 8, 2015. Well, although the year 2014 may have come with lots of challenges, the president is optimistic of a better 2015 for Ghanaians, asking them to exercise patience. The president may have spoken, but the rest is left to Ghanaians. For TV3, this has been Evelyn Tengmaa with another edition of Memorable Moments in 2014.